I have this one. VDM leads protest to Makinde's house, demands rescue of Oyo children, and the governor vows, I will sacrifice myself. Let's read the synopsis of the news before I give you the analysis and allow you to watch the video. Let's go. Akai News gathered that very dark man led a protest to Governor Makinde's residence demanding the release of the Orire abductees. The governor responded emotionally, declaring he would sacrifice himself if needed. He said Oyo is not Chibok. He rejected negotiation with bandits. He admitted constitutional limitations. The protester offered to volunteer for rescue missions, but 1 month has passed. One teacher is dead. The children remain in captivity, and the governor spoke of sacrifice. The parents are waiting for results. Now let's watch this video from the clip of the protest yesterday in Oyo State. Just pay attention. It's calling on VDM to make
Everybody keep quiet. If you're talking, how can you hear what the governor understood? Keep quiet.
Pay attention. This is the key, and this VDM, and this is the government. Just pay attention. You can share this with others to join us and unravel how the protest went yesterday in Ibadan. Pay attention, pay attention.
The governor said he wants to listen to us now.
Okay.
If you don't keep quiet, you'll not be able to hear us asking any question. Keep quiet. Please, everybody,
Pay attention, please.
quiet. We came here for one reason. We are here for one reason. Because we want banditry.
VDM say we are here for one reason.
Kidnapping to stop in Nigeria. It's quite unfortunate that the issue that is bringing us today happened in Oyo State. However, it didn't start from here, but I'm happy that this one is bringing us together. So we are here to ask the governor that when are the children coming back?
That's a very good
And
question.
what is it
Question
doing
1.
to bring the children back?
That's question 2. When are the children coming back? What is it doing to bring the children?
That if the governor
And
does not
thirdly,
have men,
if the governor does not have men,
to go into the bushes with the police, army, air force, any security operatives that are ready to go into the bush. As of now, we children. We don't know if the children are still alive. Over 45 of them was taken into the bush with their teachers. And one of the teachers have been beheaded. It's quite unfortunate. So we want to tell the governor what is the plan and when are we going to see the children. Thank you, sir.
Now pay attention. The governor will reply to this question.
Well, I do hope. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Well, first, let me tell you that I will tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Go ahead, sir.
One, if I am not in government,
Okay.
I'll be with you. I'll be
Wow.
protesting.
If you are not in government, you will join the protest.
I am not the governor of your state, so I do not have anything against what you are doing.
Is the governor trying to
Yes,
support
to
the protest?
have a society where leaders are accountable, to have a society that is inclusive, sometimes it may require agitation.
Okay.
It may require protest. It may
Must
require
citizens protest before leader shows accountability?
their comfort zones to do something like this.
Okay.
I will not shift blame,
Okay.
but our reality is that a state government is not in charge of all the security agencies. I'm
That's
not,
true.
as the governor of your state, the CP, I can call him. We
Yes.
can meet, but I cannot deploy him. If I say go to XYZ, he will need to get
An express permission from the
from the
Inspector
Inspector
General of
General of
Police.
Police.
That's
The
right.
same thing with the military.
Okay.
However, when I
Take note
came
of
in,
that. However, okay, so pending when we go back to the video again, let's itemize 5 points I want us to note from that encounter. Number 1, a governor declaring he will sacrifice himself is unprecedented in Nigerian governance. Governor Makinde's willingness to put his own life on the line shows the gravity of the situation. He started, "If you ask me whether I can sacrifice myself for those children to come out alive, I will do it. I have lived a good life," he said. This emotional declaration signals that the crisis has reached a personal level for the governor, or it is a calculated political move to diffuse public, take note of that, to diffuse public anger. Number 2 point I want us to take into cognizance is the fear of Chibok incident being repeated in Oyo State is now a national concern. The protester explicitly linked the current situation to the 2014 Chibok adoptions, warning that the kidnapped children could be forced into marriages. Makinde responded forcefully, "Oyo State is not Chibok, and we will never be Chibok." However, the victims remain in captivity after 1 month. Exactly what happened with the Chibok girls. Let's take note of the 3rd point. Just pay attention. I will still show you the video. The government has lost military personnel in the rescue operation. Makinde disclosed that a lieutenant in the Nigerian army was unalived a few days ago during efforts to rescue the victims. This reveals that the rescue mission is not passive. Soldiers are dying daily. The casualty fears are stalling a full-scale rescue as the government does not want more deaths among the hostages. Let's pay attention. Number 4. VDM's protest strategies worked. We can give him kudos on that. It forced the governor of Oyo to speak publicly. The activists successfully drew national attention to the crisis by marching to the governor's private residence. VDM ensured that Makinde could not ignore the demands. The governor acknowledged the power of agitation. Take note of that. To have a society where leaders are accountable may require agitation, protest, people getting off from their comfort zones. Number 5, the governor admits limitation. And what is that limitation? State governors cannot command security. Take note of that. That is the limitation he claimed he has. Governor Makinde explained that he cannot deploy the CP of Oyo State without express approval from the Inspector General of Police, nor can he command the military. He pointed to the Amateku Corps as his initiative, but admitted the corps is not adequately armed. So how can they arm the corps, the Amatekus, to be able to confront these situations? This reveals the constitutional gap in Nigerian security architecture. State governors are responsible for security but lack operational control. Now let's go back to our video.
When I came in, security was one of the cardinal principles of the administration. That was why we set up Amateku. Amateku has not been harmed adequately, but that is our reality. However, let me give you the assurance that I am also distressed because I have children of my own. I'm also distressed with what has happened to our children, and it has been 1 month. It was 1 month yesterday, 1 month and 1 day already. Because of the nature of the security situation that is involved, I cannot divulge a lot of information. But I can tell you that there's no information that any of those children or their teachers and because it is a rescue operation, and this is the first time anywhere in Nigeria that they've kidnapped people or abducted people, that they have done it. This is the first time they've done it to nursery and primary school children. This is the first time. And these are children that they cannot even run or do anything for themselves.
That's true. But how do we bring them out?
So the operation to rescue them is a special type of operation if we don't want to lose any of those children.
Mr. Governor, how do we bring
the
these people
assurance
out?
that I, as the governor of Oyo State, by God's grace, will bring out those our children.
What mechanism have you put in place to bring them out, Mr. Governor?
If government starts negotiating with bandits, it means we're surrendering sovereignty.
You are not saying you should negotiate relationship with them? No.
In this special situation, when those children are alive, we have to bend backward. But once the children are out, I give you the assurance that it will not occur again on your side. And as for Nigeria, I believe we don't deserve. In an atmosphere of insecurity, hardly can you do anything. We have to close down the schools. The farmers in those neighborhoods, they have all left the farm, and we're talking about food security. So that is our situation. But please and please and please, I beg of you, we've been monitoring you since you started this month.
The protest.
You have not destroyed anything.
That's a plus for VDM there.
Learn about the protest in a civilized manner.
That's a peaceful protest.
Let us maintain it that way.
The governor has given it clearly to VDM on this. Yes? Mr. Governor, please.
In 2014, the students at Chibok were kidnapped.
Yes.
They leveraged on children and asked the military that if they come closer, that they were going to kill them. Until tomorrow, some of those children are still in the bush. I think if you are giving these people so much time, that you want the perfect time to go and rescue them, they'll keep their children there for long.
Yes, sir.
That's true.
And then they may even marry them off to other kidnappers. At the end of the day, there must be collateral damage to send a message to these kidnappers once and for all. Please, sir, that is why we are saying enough is enough. And if you are ready, we are all ready to go with you to the bush and do it today or tomorrow. Because these people, the moment they push you and you are not able to push them back, they have been studying them for the longest. They will claim the land. Very soon, they may start asking you for levy. The farmers must soon be paying levy to stay in Oyo State. Like I said, you did not go into the bush when they killed the teacher. You were not there when they killed the teacher. Nobody tried to force themselves inside and they killed the teachers. So, Mr. Governor, I think this is the time you let those terrorists and those bandits know that we actually don't care. There will be collateral damage and we are all ready for it. Please, sir. Okay, thank you so much for
That's a plus for you, VDM.
that position. First, let me make it very, very clear.
Okay.
Oyo State
Pay attention.
is not Chibok, and it will not be Chibok.
Oyo State is not Chibok and will not be Chibok.
I've lost men, even soldiers, officers.
Okay.
I can confirm to you that a lieutenant in the Nigerian army was killed 2 days ago.
Go on, sir. Go on, sir. Everybody keep quiet.
Yes, so
Pay attention.
if you ask me, can I sacrifice myself for those children to come out? I will do it.
You will sacrifice yourself. Hey.
It doesn't matter. My own father died at 76. But what we want to do is this is Oyo State. They know that this is not Chibok. And our children will never be in the same situation as the Chibok children. We're doing everything possible, including what you've suggested. But if there's here for needless loss of life. Lost a teacher already. If we can avoid losing more, we will avoid losing more. But if we get to the point that certain people have to be sacrificed, including myself, we will do it.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Please, show it.
Please pay attention. Please pay attention.
So it's not whether I'm so comfortable or feel I'm still here. It's a bit of what I believe the children are not going to stand up to what they are ready for. Thank you, sir. What I said is Oyo State is not Chibok.
Okay. Your state is not Chibok.
We will do everything humanly possible
Okay.
to bring our children back. And I'm not somebody that lives from the back.
You are not someone who lives from the
Because of
back.
the sensitive nature of the operation.
Okay.
This is the first time they will be adopting children in nursery and
Is that why it becomes difficult?
I ended by saying that those children and their teachers will be brought out without
What are the
spending.
mechanisms that are already in place to ensure that they are rescued? Okay, please let's continue with our analysis. If you are just joining me, I have said earlier, I've given you the five, but now let's answer the WH questions. Who were the protesters or what were the protesters demanding? Okay, let's continue. VDM posed three fundamental questions. And what are those questions he posed to the governor of Oyo State? He said, when the kidnapped children are coming back, when will they be rescued? What the governor is doing to ensure the safe release of these victims. And again, VDM says they are ready, very much ready to volunteer themselves to join security forces in the bush to rescue the children. The protesters also expressed fear that the Chibok tragedy could repeat in Oyo State. In order to avoid such replication of what happened in Chibok in 2014 to the Chibok girls in Oyo State, they have to sweep into action. The second question is, when and where did this happen? Where did this happen and when did it happen? The protest occurred yesterday, that's Tuesday, June 15, 2026, beginning at Iwo Road in Ibadan and culminating at Governor Makinde's private residence in Ikolaba. I don't know whether I pronounced that very well. Why is this protest significant? Why is the protest significant? This protest comes exactly 1 month after the adoption of 39 pupils and 7 teachers from Orile local government area on May 15, 2026. The victims remains in captivity, and a mathematics teacher by name Michael Oyedoku has already been unalived while in captivity. The emotional confrontation highlights the growing public frustration and the government's inability to secure the victims' release. The next question, how did Governor Makinde responded to this protest? The governor skillfully addressed the crowd, first expressing appreciation. If I were not in government, I would be protesting also. He made several key assurances. He is willing to sacrifice himself for the victims' release. Oyo State will not become Chibok. The governor keep on emphasizing that there is distinction between Oyo State and Chibok. So security agencies are working on a delicate operation to avoid further casualties. He cannot divulge. Look at this point. Let's take note and pay attention to this. The governor says he cannot divulge, let's underline that, divulge details for security reasons. That means the mechanism he has put in place to ensure that the victims are released will not be unraveled on camera, okay, for security reasons. And the government will adopt the protesters' recommendation where suitable, okay. Now, if you are just joining us, let me still give you the synopsis. Let's read on the screen together. A dramatic scene unfolded in Ibadan yesterday, that's Tuesday, as social commentators and activist Vincent Ose, popularly known as Very Dark Man, led hundreds of protesters to a private residence of Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde. The demonstration marching from Iwo Road through the city demanded urgent action, for the release of pupils and teachers adopted in Orile local government area. Governor Makinde came out to address the crowd, making an emotional declaration. I can sacrifice myself for the release of the adopted children. I am almost 60 years old. That is very, very important. I'm almost 60 years old. Does it mean Mr. Governor is ready to go? No. So what is the mechanism you have put in place, Mr. Governor? Let me check. To read details on this, please, you can visit akahinews.org to see the analysis by this analyst. Okay, but let me check. Okay, what are the fundamental questions we need to check? Okay, if Governor Makinde is willing to sacrifice himself for the release of the adopted children, okay, why has the government not deployed every available resources, including the military, police, DSS, and local vigilante, to rescue them after 1 month in captivity? I think that is a good question, Abi, right? Okay, the honest answer is that sacrifice is easier to declare than to deliver. Have you seen that analysis? The government faces a complex hostage situation in a 2,500 square kilometer forest. Look at it. A rescue operation risks killing the hostages. A negotiation embodies bandits. The governor is caught between these bad options. The real test is not whether he sacrifices himself, but whether he can find a way to bring the children home alive without making Oyo the next Chibok. I think that is a very good one. If you are just joining me, this platform is Akahi News. Akahi News gathered that VDM, Very Dark Man, led a protest to Governor Makinde's residence demanding the release of the Orile abductees. The governor responded emotionally, declaring he would sacrifice himself if needed. He said Oyo is not Chibok. What is the difference now? He rejected negotiation with bandits. He admitted constitutional limitation. And what is that limitation? He admitted that he cannot control the CP without being ordered by the Inspector General of Police. So I think you can continue reading on akahinews.org, this website, akahinews.org. So thank you for joining me this afternoon for this analysis.